AM 1450 KBPS presents live PIL basketball. Now with all the action, let's go courtside with the KBPS sportscasting crew.
Hi everyone and good evening from Franklin High School in Southeast Portland. I am Sean Phillipson alongside Jacob Patterson for AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Tonight's game features 6A boys basketball as the Franklin Lightning host the Grant Generals. For Grant, this is their first game of the 2021-2022 season. During the COVID-shortened season last year for Grant, they finished second in league, going 8-2, finishing with a 14-3 record. For Franklin, they finished 4-13 and 3-9 in league play, third worst in the PIL standings at that time. But a reversal of fortune for Lightning. They are 2-0 to begin their young season, and this is the first league matchup between these two teams, Jacob.
Pretty high expectations for Grant coming into this game tonight. Sean, as you mentioned, finishing second in the shortened season last year. So, you know, the many of the players still on the team from last year coming into this game, their first game of the year tonight, thinking, you know, we just got to keep that ball rolling and pick up where we left off from last year. And let's see how they do tonight.
Let's look at the starting lineups first for the Grant Generals. Adrian Mosley will be starting for Grant. Max Von Arks, formerly the tight end for the Grant football team. Jay Sean Pete, also part of the football team for the Grant Generals as the running back. Austin J. and Andre Lawrence. Those are the starting five lineups for Grant in their road blue uniforms with the white lettering and gray trim. For the Lightning, Milo Mong will be starting. Tyson Holman, Kappa Lila, Dominic Papworth, and Quad J. Lila. Head coach for Grant is Robert Key, and for the Lightning, Osa Isene.
You know, Franklin definitely has an advantage coming into this game already, having played 2 games this season. So they already have a little experience under their belt tonight. And Franklin looking pretty good, number 13th in the state of Oregon right now, 2-0.
Franklin in their home white uniforms with the maroon lettering and maroon trim on the sides in this one. As you hear in the background, the public address announcer for Franklin introducing Grant's lineup first. This should be an interesting matchup, and we have seen this before, Jacob. Remember when we did a broadcast with Benson with the Texters? They haven't played a game against an opponent who already has played a couple games under their belt in Jesuit, and Jesuit was able to win. Interesting here to see if Lightning can strike twice for the Lightning with all the momentum they have through the first 2 games, and to see if they could get Grant off rhythm tonight.
I see what you did there, Sean. That was beautiful. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Franklin has, you know, the experience advantage. Grant coming in, having finished second in the league last year. This is going to be a great game tonight.
Should be a fun matchup. We're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we will get the first quarter action going from Franklin High School. It's the Lightning and the Generals coming up next for tip-off on KBPS. Welcome back to Franklin High School on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Lightning and Generals about to tip off momentarily here in Southeast Portland. A quick rundown on the lineups one more time. For Grant, it will be Mosley, Lawrence, Von Arks, Pete, and Jay. For the Grant Generals, coached by Robert Key. For the Lightning, coached by Osa Isene, it'll be Milo Mong, Holman, Lila, Cap Lila at that, Papworth, and Quadjay Lila. Those are the starting lineups for both teams. Franklin will start the game going left to right, right to left for the Grant Generals. It will be Austin J jumping it up against Cap Lila. I remember a game last year as Grant wins the opening tip. Lila stormed off to 13 consecutive points to start the first quarter for Franklin in the last broadcast we had here in Southeast Portland. So he can get off to a shooting streak if he can. Ball loose, picked up by Grant on the opposite end of the floor. Mosley bumping in the post, left block, kicks it out. It is Pete for three, got it to fall. J. Sean Pete opens the scoring for Grant, and a 3-0 lead for the Grant Generals over the Lightning. 30 seconds gone, first quarter. Grant playing a full court press in the back court, and Mong having a tough time getting across and does successfully. Ball deflected off of Holman, but Holman able to recover it, and a loose ball picked up and stolen by Lawrence. Lawrence up ahead is Mosley, and he dunks it with two hands.
Wow.
An easy finish for Mosley in the open floor. Another steal by Pete. He lays it up and in with the left hand. And timeout early for the Lightning. 7 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter. This will be a 30-second timeout. We'll take it with them. 1 minute gone first quarter. A 7-0 lead for Grant on KBPS. Cap Lila to inbound the ball for Franklin, as the clock has yet to be reset to 7 minutes, and now it is set. At Franklin, they have the timeouts timed at 1 minute, but a 30-second timeout was called for Franklin to shake off any cobwebs that they have had in this early going of the game. Full court press shown by Grant. Another steal by Lawrence. Feeds it for Von Arx, who can't lay it in. Defensive rebound, Lightning. Up the floor is Quadjay Lila. Lila pulls it out to Papworth as Franklin into the front court for the first time tonight. Papworth for the Lightning holding it up. Standing dribble, now stopped his dribble. Passes right over to Quadjay Lila. Lila driving right, hard to the hole. Lays it up and in with the left hand. First field goal for Quadjay Lila. Puts Franklin on the board, and an interception and steal by Cap Lila. Franklin with it the other way, down by 5, 7-2 lead with nearly 2 minutes gone in the first quarter of play. Holman holding it up left wing. Holman fakes the pass and got a whistle sounding for three in the key on the Lightning. Turnover results, Grant ball.
This game has started with 3 steals in a row by Grant.
Pete with it. 5 early points for J. Sean Pete. Austin J between the rings. Kicks it out. Right wing. 3-pointer for Mosley. That's no good. Offensive rebound to Lawrence. He looks for a foul. Doesn't get it. But what a tip in by Adrian Mosley. Cuffed it with one hand and tipped it home.
That was epic. That looked like a move in the NBA.
Loose ball stolen by Grant on the floor. Von Arx floats it up. No tip by Mosley again, and he scores. The energy for Mosley paying dividends in the first quarter. 11-2 lead.
Wow.
And another inbounds pass stolen away by Pete. It is Von Arx on the drive. Kicks it out left wing to Mosley. A 3. That's good. Adrian Mosley having a strong first quarter. He has 9 for Grant. It's 14-2 lead for the Generals. Double team, another steal by Pete. Up the floor is Mosley. He pulls for 3 again, no good from the right wing. Defensive rebound by Papworth. Up the floor, Holman pushing it up. It's Quadjay Lila on the right corner. Driving right, goes up with the shot, rolls it in, and he's fouled. Quadjay Lila makes the field goal. Chance for a 3-point play. Austin J on the foul for Grant, his first. Substitution being made for both teams. Tabor Van Dusen on for the Grant Generals.
Franklin desperately needs something here. Grant having 6 steals in this game so far already.
And a 3-point play good for Quadjay Lila. He has all of the 5 Franklin points. It's 14-5. Grant with a 9-point lead. After being up 11 moments ago, layup no good by Grant's Van Dusen. Defensive rebound for the Lightning as they run up the floor immediately. Lila on the kick out for Holman. Holman back to Lila. Lila between the rings over to Holman. That's the foul line, and his pass deflected and nearly stolen by Mosley, playing the passing lanes that time. And it will remain Lightning ball. 4:06 remaining in the opening quarter. 14-5 Grant lead.
Mosley aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Holman on the drive, floats one up from 13 and connects from inside the foul line. For the first time tonight, somebody other than Kwadje Lila scores. And Holman does exactly that. His first field goal, 14-7 lead Grant. 3:48 remaining first quarter of play. It's Von Arx on the right elbow on the kick out. That's Mosley for three, right corner, no good. Far side, offensive rebound, Von Arx. Von Arx with a runner in the lane, short. Rebound up in the air. Grant pulls it down. Is Jay, I believe, and he is fouled on his way to the basket. Foul on Dominic Papworth, his first for the Lightning. And it'll be 2 free throws for Tabor Van Dusen.
Went down pretty hard there. Let's see if it affects his free throw shots here.
Van Dusen at the line, and he makes the first free throw. Pete has 5, Mosley with 9 for Grant, leading all scorers in the game thus far. And Van Dusen at the line for his second attempt of 2, and he gets it to fall. 16-7 lead. Grant over Franklin early. 3.5 remaining in the first quarter. Ball up in the air and a steal by Pete. Pete, shot denied by the Lightning. And a jump ball call. Great defense by Papworth blocking the shot. And the ball will be to the Lightning.
That was an excellent rejection by Franklin on that. Another steal by Grant.
And they're remaining in the full court press in the backcourt. And the ball over the hands of Aliga Loyuk. And a turnover on the Lightning. Grant ball.
Little excited there. Just need to calm down and focus.
3:19 remaining first quarter. 16-7 lead. Generals. Lawrence on the kick out to Jay Sean Pete. Pete pulls the ball back out on the right wing, far side. Pete, handoff to Von Arx. Right to left, crossover, driving. Nice pass by Von Arx, a bullet, and finds Tabor Van Dusen for his first field goal of the game. He's got 4. 18-7 lead Grant. 11-point lead. That's their largest of the game thus far. Franklin has yet to have a lead at this point. Ball up in the air. Another turnover on the Lightning. Lawrence to steal. Pete bringing it up. Lob down the floor to Van Dusen. And out of bounds, it will be Franklin ball.
That almost was an alley-oop, but mistimed the jump and couldn't handle it. Ended up out of bounds.
Holman with it for the Lightning. His team down 11, 18-7, 2:35 remaining first quarter. Holman double-teamed at midcourt and got it away to Mong. Mong on the run. He is fouled on the shooting attempt. Grant foul. Tabor Van Dusen on the foul, his first.
Grant's coming out swinging from the first second of this game and showing no mercy at all.
No mercy and no rust, it seems like, despite not playing a game this year, Jacob. And they have really got the game film down on Franklin early on. Wants almost another steal near midcourt against Papworth. Franklin able to keep it alive. Into Lila, lost ball picked up by the Lightning again. Holman pulls the ball back out. 2 minutes to go, first quarter of play. 18-7 lead. 5 count is on. A 11-point lead for the Generals at this point in time. Holman holding it up, guarded by Von Arx. Von Arx has the height advantage, of course. Loyuk trapped and got it away back to Kwadje Lila. Lila driving right side, loose the ball, picked up. Loyuk a 3, good! Loyuk his first from long range tonight. And the Lightning trim it to an 8-point game. It's 18-10 Grant, 1:26 remaining in the first quarter. Steal by the Lightning. Up ahead, Holman floats it up around and out. Rebound by Von Arx. Von Arx down the floor. Touch pass. Mosley got it back from the pass from Pete, and he traveled with the basketball. Turnover, Grant.
Franklin desperate to get back into this game, and this is what they need.
Franklin trying to bring a little energy on their own end of the floor defensively to intimidate Grant a little bit. Loyuk over to Mung, now over to Holman between the rings. And a traveling violation at the other end on the Lightning's Loyuk. Grant ball. Andre Lawrence will head to the bench. As on the floor, Marcus McKinney on the floor for the Grant Generals. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Pass new stolen at midcourt by the Lightning. Pass underneath, reverse layup, no good by Mosley. Defensive rebound pulled down by Papworth for the Lightning. Up the floor, Holman into the front court. Between the rings, Holman goes. Stopped his dribble, guarded by Von Arx. Passes left, over for Papworth. 5 count was on that sequence for Holman. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Steal by Mosley. Mosley will lay it up and in with two-handed on the left side of the rim. Mosley with 11 in the first quarter, and it's a 10-point lead for Grant. It's 20-10 with 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Holman gets off the screen going right. Kicks it out. Papworth a three. Good! Dominic Papworth, his first from long range tonight, and trims the deficit for the Lightning to 7 as the first quarter comes to a close. Grant Generals 20, Franklin Lightning 13. Second quarter next on KBPS. McKinney to inbound for Grant as the second quarter is underway. 20-13 lead, Grant over the Franklin Lightning.
If there are any college recruiters in the building tonight, they have got their eye on number 15 for Grant, Mosley. He is doing phenomenal on both sides of the ball tonight.
Jay Sean Pete on the dribble gets called for traveling for Grant. Turnover out of the first quarter break. Franklin ball at the other end trying to cut into the deficit. They have yet to have a lead. They trail as many as 11 in the first quarter of play. Papworth nearly had his pass stolen by Von Arx, and a foul will be called on Von Arx for reaching in. That will be his first and the team's third of the half so far. One for Franklin. Papworth. Near steal from the inbounds again for Grant. Holman gets it inside. And the kick out. Three-pointer. No good by Papworth. Rebound collected by Mosley. Mosley with 11 first quarter points for Grant. He's that machine. Can shoot from the perimeter and shoot from inside the post. Mosley on the drive. Scoops it up. No good. Rebound volleyballed up. An offensive rebound collected by Pete. Great tip out by Von Arx. Pete to Von Arx between the rings. Passes over to Van Dusen for a long deuce. That's no good. Defensive rebound, Franklin.
Air ball.
They left it well short on that attempt. A three-pointer for Loyuk. No good. Rebound, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Franklin. Good effort, though, by Monk to keep that ball alive. Into the game for Grant. Bashan Harges will check in. And for the Lightning, it'll be Nick Wozny as he will come in for the Lightning. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, big crowd here tonight to support the Franklin Lightning, and they're ready. They're looking for something to cheer for.
Exactly. They're ready to erupt whenever something happens. Underneath the layup is good by Tabor Van Dusen. He's got 6 off the bench for Grant, and a 22-13 lead for Grant. 6:20 remaining in the first half of play. Holman setting up the offense for the Lightning. High pass back to Holman from Denniston, who's on the floor for the first time. Denniston had his pass nearly stolen away, and Von Arx kept the ball alive. Grant comes away with the steal. Great effort by the Generals. Inside. Layup no good by Mosley, but he draws the foul. 2 shots coming up at the line for Adrian Mosley.
Grant's just out hustling Franklin right now.
Wozny on the foul for the Lightning, his first. And Adrian Mosley to shoot 2 at the line. First trip at the line tonight for him. And he makes the first foul shot. He has 12. Into the game for Grant will be Cole Bernius. Max Von Ark getting a talk to with the assistant coach for Grant. Second free throw good by Adrian Mosley. And the lead up at 13 for Grant. It's 24-13. Loose ball. Picked up by Grant on the steal. Block shot underneath by Wozniak. But a foul will be called on him. And that's his second personal. And it'll be Harges at the line who made the steal as Grant continuing to play the full court press in the backcourt. Picked up the loose ball, picked it up, shot it up at the rim, and missed it, but got 2 free throws out of it. And the free throw good by Harges. He'll have one more from the line.
Grant's stolen the ball so many times tonight, Sean, I've already lost count, honestly.
Have to be at least above a half dozen steals for Grant in the half. Second free throw is in for Harges. He has 2 points at the line. And a 13-point lead for Grant at 26-13. Largest lead of the first half. Franklin's pass nearly stolen away as Holman lobs it and stolen away by Von Arx. Up the floor, Mosley. Mosley cuffs his way to the basket and scores. What a move.
I don't know if you could hear that, but people in the crowd were just going, ooh, ooh. That was the play you see in the NBA from Mosley.
At the other end, Grant will pick up a defensive foul. And that went on Max Von Arx, his second personal. And Von Arx will head to the bench. Back on the floor for Grant will be Andre Lawrence in his starting role tonight. Inbounds, little high. Grant comes away with the steal. Great play by McKinney. McKinney, shot erased by the Lightning's Papworth, but recovered by Grant as they kept it in play.
A beautiful block, and the crowd was into it.
They were into it. Three-pointer no good by Lawrence, and a loose ball foul against Grant. Marcus McKinney on the loose ball foul for Grant, his first, team's fourth of the half. And the Lightning inbounding it. And they get it across the front court to Papworth. Papworth over for Wozniak. Holman between the rings, Holman. Holman dribbling. Got to be careful not to get into a backcourt violation. As Holman will drive it. No good on the layup attempt. Good defense by Lawrence inside. Rebound by the Generals.
It's been tough for Franklin to get a shot to fall tonight.
Pull-up jumper, air ball from McKinney. And a rebound, last touch by Franklin. It will remain Grant basketball. Will Dennison touched it last for the Lightning.
The Grant player was diving out of balance and threw it off of the Franklin player. Wow.
And McKinney from the inbounds pass able to lay it in, give the assist to Lawrence. And a 17-point lead for Grant over the Lightning. Thus far in the first half, 4:19 remaining. They're going to foul on Grant at the other end. Cole Bernius on the foul for Grant, his first. Lightning ball underneath their own basket to inbound. Loyuk gets it in play, and Holman able to get it in. Over for Denniston. Denniston at the three-point arc. Passes to Holman. Holman with 2 points in the game so far. The Lightning would love to have his offense spark up a little bit. On the kick-out, three-pointer for Papworth. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Lightning again. New possession. Holman, a wide-open three. That's good. On cue, Tyson Holman buries a triple and cuts the deficit to 14 for the Lightning. It's 30-16. Grant the lead. 3:40 remaining in the first half. Mosley will drive. Shot denied. Mosley got it back. Rims it out. Tip Mosley, no. Grant continuing to fight for the offensive rebound. Mosley again misses. And out of bounds, it will remain Grant ball. About 5 times, Jacob, Grant tries to tip in with the miss, and they have been able to convert.
Wow. This is pretty cool to watch. Both teams putting up a great effort. Grant dominating.
They certainly are. Inbounds pass to McKinney, lays it up, no good. And we have a loose ball foul on the Generals. Marcus McKinney on the foul, his second for Grant. And we're at the 17 foul for Grant, so it'll be 1-1 for the Lightning.
Franklin has got to find a way to get back into this game. You can see that the momentum, the mood is, the players on the bench kind of got the heads down right now. You got to pick your head back up, and you got to find a way to get back into this game.
Aliga Loyak at the line to shoot 1-1 for Franklin. And the first of the free throw is no good. Defensive rebound, McKinney for Grant with 2 personal fouls. Up the floor, Mosley. He'll walk into a 3 and buries another one. Adrian Mosley with 18 first-half points for Grant. And a lead up at 17 at 33-16. A Grant player slips on the floor. Advantage denied, out of bounds. Mosley erased the shot attempt from Wozni. He came about 3 strides in to block that from the near corner.
Not to mention, he has more points than the entire Franklin team right now.
That is right. Yeah, he has 18, and the Lightning have 16 points. We don't see that too often in high school sports where a player has outscored an opposing team. Got it in over to Dennison. Dennison's pass nearly stolen away, recovered by Holman. Holman, guarded by Pete, playing tight defense. Over for Loyak. Loyak handling with the dribble. Over to Holman. Holman loses the ball, stolen away by Jay-Sean Pete. Pete ahead for Mosley on the backhand layup. He scores and a foul. Foul on Nick Wozni. That is his third. Substitutions being made for the Lightning. It'll be Milo Mong back on the floor and Cap Lila. Mosley with 20 first half points. And he airballs on the free throw. Out of bounds, it will be Franklin ball.
Yeah, any college recruiters watching this, they're going to ask him about that free throw right there. What happened on that one?
35-16 lead, a 19-point lead for the Grant Generals. An interception by Jay-Sean Pete as he hustles back defensively. Harges feeds it for Mosley. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Generals. Three-pointer, no good by Pete. Defensive rebound pulled down by Cap Lila. Lila and the Lightning down 19, 2 minutes to go, first half of play, and a foul is called on Grant. Cole Bernius on the foul, his second for the Generals. Back into the game for Grant will be Austin J. And Will Dennison at the line to shoot 1-1, 18 foul on Grant.
Lila's doing really great for Franklin. A couple of nice blocks tonight, playing great defense. Trying to keep his team in this game.
Dennison on the 1-1, missed. Grant with the ball the other way. Pete over for Bernius. Kick it out. Three-pointer for Lawrence. Short from the left corner, near side. Defensive rebound pulled down by Loyak. Loyak and the Lightning down big, 35-16. Dennison. Passes deflected and recovered in the backcourt for the Lightning. To recover is Cap Lila. Lila over for Wozni. Wozni hands it off for Mung on the floater. Shot denied by Jay. Up ahead, Harges. Bolts the pass for Lawrence, who slashes his way to the basket. No good. He wanted a foul, didn't get one. And Franklin defensive rebound the other way. Mong passes out for Cap Lila. A 3 right wing, no good. Rebound for Bernius for the Generals. Under a minute to go, first half of play. Harges with it for Grant. Harges driving hard to the hole. No foul called. Lightning with the defensive rebound the other way. Loyuk kicks it out. A three. That's no good by Cap Lila. Defensive rebound Grant, but it's stolen away by the Lightning the other way. Great effort for the Lightning. Before he made a dribble, did Mong. He traveled with the basketball. He had an open look at a three. He didn't take it. Instead, he wanted to go in the paint, I would assume, and try to cut the deficit close. But he got called for traveling.
Desperation mode, feeling like it's setting in for Franklin already.
Exactly. They need some defensive urgency in the second half coming up, because they need all the momentum. Grant's had all the momentum in the game. A three-pointer knocked down by Vashawn Harges. He has 5 off the bench for the Lightning, for the Generals rather, and a foul at the other end. Or is the ball out of bounds? It is out of bounds. Lightning ball. Deflected last by Lawrence. Whistle sounding with 0.8 of a second remaining. Interesting here to see what's going on down on the court. 38-16 lead, a 22-point advantage for the Grant Generals.
This is exactly how Grant wanted to come out and start their season for the first game tonight, and they're hitting it, firing in on all cylinders.
They certainly are, Jacob. They're stealing the basketball. They're making their points in the paint. They're shooting from the perimeter. Everything's working to perfection. 3 seconds left on the steal is Harges. Stolen back by Franklin. Now counter goes. It's off by Wasney from three-quarters court. And that will take us to halftime with the score. Grant Generals 38. Franklin Lightning 16. Halftime coming up next on AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. 38-16 lead, Grant Generals over the Franklin Lightning. Sean Phillips and Jacob Patterson on hand. Halftime beginning now. Jacob, what did you see in the first half for Grant?
Wow, domination at every moment, on every play, at every step, really. And tip of the hat to the Generals tonight for coming into this game, the very first game of the season. The big question when we started the broadcast tonight, what's this game going to look like? It's Grant's first game. How are they going to come out tonight? Franklin's already had 2 games this season, won both of them, expecting a really good game tonight, maybe a close game tonight, and so far that's not the case. But Grant off to a phenomenal start, dominating on both ends of the court.
You brought up the 2 games for Franklin. They won at home here versus Century to start the season on December 7th in a back-to-back. Not a back-to-back set. That was Tuesday and Thursday, December 9th. They won on the road at Reynolds, 37-20, which means they've really played grinded-out basketball and also playing a defensive game. But giving up 38 points in the half is not what Franklin expected to have happen tonight.
Yeah, so many steals right out of the get-go. I lost count after number 6.
Right.
So, tip of the hat to the Grant Generals for being super aggressive on defense, and they're just beating the Lightning on that first step, on the inbound pass. Beating them just a little bit faster, a little bit more aggressive, just on that first step. And, and that's what we're seeing. Just about every inbound pass, Grant's just there, trying to beat them to the punch. Extremely aggressive. No mercy tonight from the Generals.
We will go over the first half scoring coming up next on the break, and a preview of what's to come on Friday for this Friday's broadcast on KBPS. At halftime, Grant leading Franklin 38-16. Halftime show continues on KBPS. Welcome back to AM 1450 KBPS in Portland. Halftime show continuing from Franklin and Southeast Portland. The Lightning trailing Grant Generals 38-16. First half numbers as promised to you. Adrian Mosley leading all scorers in the half with 20. He's outscoring the Lightning 20-16 by himself. and that is no typo. Tabor Van Dusen leading off the bench with 6, Harges with 5, Jay-Sean Pete with 5, and Marcus McKinney with 2 for Grant. Lesmany is 22. That's the halftime score. Looking at the Lightning, Holman with 5, Loyuk with 3, and Quadjay Lila with 5 for the Lightning. Lila and Holman both tying for high point honors with 5 each for the Lightning. In the second quarter, Grant outscored Franklin 18-3 in the quarter after Grant led by 7 at the end of the first quarter, 20-13. That's really showing how effective Grant has been on both ends, stealing the ball, playing the passing lanes, Jacob, and finding their way to the basket.
Mosley is on fire. He threw a dunk down. He's hitting the threes. He's driving to the hole. He's blocking shots. Yeah, he threw up an air ball at the free throw line, but I'm sure that the recruiters have their eye on him. I want to give a little love to the Lightning, though. Lightning playing a really good game. You know, they're just getting beat by a half a step on most of the plays. They're throwing some really good blocks down. They're getting some good shots. A couple players are hitting some good threes. And it feels like, even though they're down, it feels like they could come back into this game at any moment.
This Friday on AM 1450 KBPS and live on the web on kbps.am, it will be Ida B. Wells hosting the Benson Texters for girls basketball action at 7 p.m. this Friday. This will be the last broadcast of the 2021 season. On to the new year. We'll have all of the schedule and updates for the month of January on the website on www.kbps.am.
Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Friday's game our first live broadcast from the brand new Ida B. Wells?
Yes, it is.
Exciting!
It'll be our first trip to Ida B. Wells in Southwest Portland. Should be a fun matchup to see in that one.
And we're hoping to have a high school student from Lincoln High School joining us on that broadcast. I had a couple students from Lincoln reach out to want to participate in the sportscasting program on KBPS. And if you're interested, any high school student in the PIL district is eligible. You can find more information on our website, www.kbps.am.
Looking at the schedules going on tonight, the games in progress, Ida B. Wells in boys action at Roosevelt. We already have this game, Grant at Franklin, Lincoln at Cleveland, and Jefferson at Benson at Marshall campus. And Benson has yet to defeat Jefferson in a game in over 10 years. So perhaps luck could be on their side tonight. New administration for Jefferson and a new coach, Thomas Gardner.
Now, I happened to talk with Kayvon Bradford earlier today, and who's one of the stars on the Benson team, and I said, Kayvon, you going to throw a dunk down tonight? He goes, yeah. And I said, are you going to throw down 2 tonight? He goes, yeah. I'm expecting 2 dunks out of Kayvon Bradford tonight. We'll get the report tomorrow.
Well, you have your scoop down, don't you, Jacob? Second half about to begin. Normally we would take a break at this time, but that is all right. We'll stay here. Halftime show has ended. Second half underway. Franklin ball to begin quarter number 3, and they are in need of some offensive help and defensive stops in a hurry. And it comes to Lila, who drives, and the shot is denied at the basket by Austin J. Up the floor. Mosley will lay it up and in for 2. He has 22 points tonight and a 40-16 lead for the Generals.
Nice block.
Ball movement on the perimeter. Double team shows for Grant defensively on Mong. Out of bounds, it will be Franklin ball. Grant, as you mentioned during the halftime, Jacob, they have been one step ahead of playing the passing lanes of Franklin, just getting in the way, trapping, double teaming.
Yeah, and there it is again.
Yeah, they double team Holman, feeds it for Mong, pulls it out to Lila at the foul line. Lila's pass, saved but out of bounds off of Mong, who tried to dive for the loose ball. Not a bad effort, though, from him. Grant ball, 7:19 remaining in the third quarter of play.
He almost ended up in the third row there.
Pete loses the dribble, got it back. Left-handed dribbles, ball tipped and recovered by Pete. It was ricocheted off of Cap Lila. On the kick out, Austin J. A wide open three, no good. Rebound tapped by Mosley, recovered by the Generals. Mosley on the ball fake, he drives and lays it in. I think he wanted to dunk that, but lost a grip on the ball and still laid it in. 42-16 lead, Grant, with 6:45 remaining in the third quarter. Out of bounds, it will remain Lightning ball going right to left. Grant going left to right. Boy, we could be in for a quick game tonight if the lead grows for Grant. Outscoring Franklin 18-3 in the second quarter. What a run they had. Pull-up jumper no good by Mong. Defensive rebound, Grant up the floor. Mosley will lay it up and in off the window. Adrian Mosley with 26 points and counting. 44-16 lead for the Generals. 6:16 remaining in the third. And it comes to Papworth, who got his pass stolen away. Up the floor is Lawrence, who will lay it up and in. Another fast break effort connecting for the Generals tonight. Timeout, Franklin. 6:05 remaining in the third quarter. It is all Grant. This will be a 30. No, it'll go full. We'll see what the call is. It will be a full timeout. Lightning will take it with them with a 30-point lead, Grant, 46-16 over the Lightning on KBPS.
This is the home of live PIL sports action. AM 1450, KBPS, Portland.
Third quarter continuing from Franklin, 46-16 lead, Grant. They are leading by 30 points. And the clock at 6:03 remaining in the third. Clock went an extra few seconds on that attempt, but we play on. Papworth on the left wing, and a foul on Grant's Lawrence. That will be his first.
I'll take a moment to pull back the curtain a little bit. Some of the crew members from the Grant Generals film crew came over to double check your score sheet, Sean, because does Mosley really have 26 points over? Yes, we're double checking. Yeah, already 26 points tonight.
Yeah, 26 for Mosley, and he's not stopping yet. He remains on the floor right now for Grant. Double team in the corner, kicks out for Mong. Mong feeds it inside to Quadjay Lila, and he lays it up and in. He has got 7 for the Lightning. It's 46-18. Grant. Up the floor is Mosley. He walks into a three. That's no good. Rebound, Von Arx. Rebound up in the air. Recovered by the Lightning on the effort play by Dominic Papworth. Cap Lila passes for Holman. Holman has been off his game tonight. He has not been able to find any breathing room from the perimeter. Missed shot by Holman. Defensive rebound for Grant. Up the floor, Lawrence. Pulls it out to Von Arx between the rings. Von Arx. Standing dribble. 5 count engaged. Von Arx driving right. Now cuts left side. Kicks it out for Jay. And back to Pete to reset for Grant. Pete on the drive. Will kick it out. Von Arx, angle three from the left side. Buries it. Max Von Arx is first from long range tonight. And a lead growing at 49-18. A 31-point lead for the Grant Generals. 4:30 left third quarter. Holman over for Mong. Passes over for Lila. Ballman on the perimeter for the Lightning. Holman on the kick out. Nice little ball fake by Papworth. Pulls in from 18. No good. The defensive rebound by Jay. Up the floor, Pete. Pete will lob it for Mosley, who tries to slam it, but he gets fouled. 2 shots for Mosley.
What else can he do? He's done it all tonight. Definitely the star of the show, Mosley.
Papworth on the foul, his second for Franklin. 2 shots coming for Adrian Mosley. 26 points tonight, off on the first attempt of 2.
He needs to work on his free throws. This is clear. He just missed another free throw. The tip of the hat to the Lightning, though. Franklin still fighting to stay in this game.
Mosley does can the second free throw. 27 points for Mosley. 50-18 lead, Grant. Blowing out Franklin already in the quarter. On the kick out is Lila. Quadre Lila dump inside. Great defense by Von Arx. Had both hands up. Up the floor, Mosley lays it up and in on the fast break. Adrian Mosley with 29 points tonight, 52-18. 3:40 left in the third quarter of play. Quadre Lila. Nice fake by Papworth. Got his defender up in the air. Shot blocked by Jay. Recovered and scored by Quadre Lila. Lila with 9 for the Lightning. It's 52-20. Mosley at the other end tries to lay it in. Cannot. Offensive rebound, Von Arx. Pete from the foul line hits it. Jay Sean Pete with 7 points tonight, leading in his starting role tonight for Grant, and a lead back up at 34 points at 54-20. I'm trying to get the math right in my head. On the inside, Cap Lila with a nice strong hole move to the basket. His first field goal for Cap Lila, 54-22. Grant with 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. Dunk attempt, no. Rebound put back up and in by Von Arx. He was close to getting an offensive goaltend on that one, as Jay was not cleared away from the dunk attempt. Holman pulls the ball back out, kicks it into the right corner. That's Lila for 3. Quadre Lila, who misses. Rebound by Lawrence. Up the floor, Pete. Pete on the left wing, guarded by Mong. Grant's length has also played a big problem tonight, Jacob, in terms of affecting Franklin's ability to get any open looks. Mosley holding it up. Now pulling inside on the right wing. Lost the ball. Out of bounds. It will remain Grant ball. Substitutions will be made for Grant. It will be Marcus McKinney on. Rashawn Harges also on. Adrian Mosley will stay on the floor for the moment for Grant.
Franklin showing there is no quit in the Lightning. They are fighting every play all the way to the end of this game. They don't care what the scoreboard says.
32 now for Adrian Mosley on a three-point basket. 59-22. My goodness. 1:50 remaining in the third quarter. Wozni on the floor off the bench. Wozni spinning into traffic. He stopped his dribble and gets called for traveling.
And he knew it. You could see the look on his face as soon as he did it.
Yeah, he winced a little bit. He wanted to make another move, but once he stopped his dribble, he dribbled again, and referees were alert on the play. McKinney on the right wing, weaves his way through the defense. Nice ball fake by Harges. Kicks it out. Von Arx at 3 from the right angle. That's good. Max Von Arx with 8 in his starting role tonight for Grant. And a lead up at 40, 62-22. Grant. And keep in mind, Mosley is still outscoring the Lightning himself, 32-22 in the game. Three-pointer no good on the far end by Papworth. Rebound for Grant. Up the floor, Von Arx. Thought about another 3. It's Mosley who walks into a 3-point straight away. No good. Rebound up in the air. I've got a foul called on Franklin. Or Grant. Von Arx on the foul, his third. Tabor Van Dusen, will he be allowed into the game? He's at the scorer's table, and he will come in for Max Von Arx.
Decent crowd for Grant here tonight, and they are definitely getting their money's worth.
They definitely are in their first game of the year on the road. They're really putting it on all cylinders tonight thus far, and they're looking for more on the drive. Layup blocked, but a foul called. Mosley was there to block the shot attempt. Marcus McKinney on the foul for Grant, his third, as Holman was driving to the basket. Team foul number 3 on Grant, 1 for the Lightning in the second half. Pass inside, ripped away and stolen by Harges. Harges pushing it up, right wing Bernius. Bernius on the drive, dumps it inside to Van Dusen, no good. Defensive rebound by Loyak.
Good hustle by Franklin to get that rebound.
Up the floor, Denniston will drive on the reverse shot, denied by Van Dusen. and recovered by the Lightning. Denniston on the kick out to Papworth. Papworth kicks it out for Loyuk on the drive. Will kick it out. Right corner three is an air ball by Denniston as the third quarter comes to an end. Grant General 62, Franklin Lightning 22. Fourth quarter coming up next on KBPS. Fourth quarter about to begin from Franklin High School. Grant in command 62-22, a 40-point lead for the Generals. On the bench, Adrian Mosley's game will come to an end after scoring 32 points tonight for the Grant Generals in a starting effort tonight, leading all scorers in this one. A ball fake by Harges. On the drive is Bernius in the paint, kicking out to Quinn Nakata, who's on the floor for his first appearance tonight. Nakata over for Dan Hewson. The three-pointer is no good by Harges. Offensive rebound for the General. McKinney on the offensive rebound for Grant. On the kick out, Nakata on the drive. Pull up from the jumper, no good. And a player is down for Franklin, whistle sounding. That foul on Tabor Van Dusen, his second. And we have running clock in the fourth quarter. 1 minute gone, fourth quarter. McKinney pokes the ball loose and out of bounds. It will remain Lightning ball back on the floor. Milo Mong for Franklin on the floor. Boy, Grant has brought length. They have brought defense. They have brought fast break opportunities, and a great steal by Van Dusen, hustling on the play. Jump ball called. Possession arrow to Franklin, though.
Yeah, Grant has brought it for sure. But, tip of the hat to Franklin. They are hanging in there, fighting every play, not giving up.
They're not quitting at all. There's no doubt about that. They have the heart, and tonight was just one of those games where it was just an off night for Franklin. Yep. On the kick out, Nakata on the right corner pulls it out to Rashawn Harges. Harges passes right to Nakata on the right baseline. Nice ball fake by Harges. Will pull into a three. No good on the back iron. Defensive rebound pulled down by Wozniak. Wozniak's pass intercepted and stolen by McKinney for Grant. McKinney spinning. Nearly traveled with the basketball. On the kick out is Bernius, who fakes a shot. And 3 in the key violation is called on Grant. Coming into tonight, Robert Key's team hasn't played a game, and Robert Key has really coached this Grant team to really make a push in the PIL. It's a foul called on Tabor Van Dusen on the defensive foul. That will be his third.
Talk about making a statement on your very first game of the season.
Yes.
Heads up OSAA and heads up PIL. Grant Generals are here to play this year. And coming in, second last year, maybe even coming in with a little chip on their shoulder this year, saying, hey, we got second last year. I think we can do first this year. And they're playing like it tonight.
They certainly are. Loyuk at the line. He makes the free throw, and he makes the second. 2 for 2 at the line for Loyuk. He has 5 for the Lightning. 62-24. And a steal for Franklin at the other end. Holman for the Lightning. Kicks over for Wozniak. A straightaway 3. No good from the left side of the rim. Defensive rebound by Van Dusen. 4:50 remaining in the game. 62-24. Grant the lead. Three-pointer from the far corner. Bernius is no good. Defensive rebound by Mong. Holman. Nice pass underneath. Layup off the glass and good by Nick Wozniak. Assisted by Holman. 62-26. 4:30 remaining in the game.
Great play by the Lightning there. Franklin crowd looking for something to cheer for.
Grant continues to lead. They have not trailed at any part of this game tonight. It has been all Grant from the start of this game. On the kick out, Harges. Harges pulls the ball back out, guarded by Wozniak. A three-pointer from the far corner. Book it, and a foul. Cole Bernius scored the field goal And he will go to the line for a 4-point play.
Good looking shot. Had a defender right in his face. Good effort on Franklin's defense. Just not enough.
Substitutions being made. One of them is Greer Hamilton for Franklin. Owen Combs also on for the Lightning. Couldn't tell who that last foul was on. Everything went by so quickly. The Lightning did commit the foul. A 4-point opportunity for Cole Bernius. And he makes it. And Grant will bring out for Sean Harges as he will sit down. 3:56 to go in the game. 66-26. A 40-point lead for Grant. That's their largest lead of the game tonight.
Their top star finally getting a break on the bench. I don't know if we'll see Mosley in the game for the rest of the night. Probably doesn't have to play.
Defensive foul on Desmond Garza, who just checked in for Grant. That is his first. And the inbounds from Will Denniston. Denniston gets it in play to Hamilton. Hamilton off the pick. On the left wing, now over to Wozniak. Wozniak jumps off his defender, creating some space. Little touch pass inside. Layup is good by Owen Combs. His first field goal off the bench for the Lightning. It's 66-28. A 38-point lead for Grant. Well, backdoor cut action. Peeler into the game for the first time tonight. A three-pointer no good by Garza. Offensive rebound no good by Capranos. And he is on the floor as well for Grant off the bench. Defensive rebound for Franklin the other way. Denniston over to Pinkston off the bench for the first time tonight for the Lightning. And a pass stolen away by Grant. It's Nakata to the basket. Strong double clutches and lays it in. Quinn Nakata, his first off the bench tonight for Grant. And the lead back up at 40 at 68-28. 2:35 remaining in the game. Franklin at the other end. A jump ball called. Possession arrow will favor Franklin's side.
Some of the Franklin fans are starting to find their way to the exit. So you know it's at this point it's all but over.
And a turnover on Franklin on the inbounds pass. It is Bernius who lays it up and in. Cole Bernius with 6 off the bench for Grant. And a 70-28 lead, a 42-point lead for Grant. Ball poked out of bounds by Bernius as the ball was trying to find over to River Pinkston. Franklin ball, 1:40 remaining in the game. Inbounds for Pinkston on the far side and gets it in, tipped away by Garza. Garza tries to save it and recovered by Grant. What an effort by Garza. Layup attempt no good by Charlie Capranos, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Some of the, what do you say, bench players, backup players from Grant getting a little playing time right now and trying to show the coach, hey, you should be putting me in.
Greer Hamilton on the foul for the Lightning. His first 2 free throws for Grant. First free throw is good by Charlie Capranos. He'll have one more from the line. You brought it earlier, Jacob. Mosley, as the free throw is good by Capranos. Mosley has not played in the fourth quarter. 32 points tonight in 3 quarters. And he remains outscoring the Lightning by himself. Nice ball fake by Pinkston. Left it short, though. 1 minute to go in the game. Grant pulling away with this one. A three-pointer no good on the far corner by Josh Peeler. Second ever for Grant. Peeler feeds it inside, and a foul is called. Capranos back to the line to shoot 2. 72-28 lead.
Despite the lopsided score, Sean, it's been a great game tonight. Great effort from both teams on both sides of the ball. Great defense, great offense, really, from Franklin. Just, most of the time the ball wouldn't fall for them.
Capranos at the line, misses the first free throw. Grant is 38.7 seconds away as the free throw is good by Capranos from picking up their first win and a Franklin first loss of the season. 73-28. Pass inside. A good look. Layup blocked away. Great defense by the Generals. Denniston on the layup attempt. Out of bounds. It'll be Grant ball with 20 seconds remaining in the game. And all Grant has to do now is inbound the ball and keep the ball in their possession. And they will walk away with a win.
A dominant win.
5 seconds left of the game as Peeler will dribble it out. And the Grant Generals start the 2021 campaign with a 73-28 victory over the Franklin Lightning.
And that's saying something. You know, Franklin's already had 2 games under their belt this season. They won both of them, coming into this game with a little more experience. And Grant, you know, we didn't know. That was the question at the beginning of the broadcast. What's Grant going to look like? How are they going to show up tonight? They haven't played a game yet this year. You know, and they finished off placing second last year. What are they going to do this year? They answered that question with a definitive exclamation point tonight.
They certainly did. Grant Generals led as many as 45. That's the final score tonight, and they win it. Let's go through the final numbers tonight for Grant. Mosley with 32 points tonight, leading all scorers on in this game. He outscored the Lightning 32-28, the whole Franklin team in this one. Lawrence with 2, McKinney with 2, Nakata with 2 in the fourth quarter. Max Von Arx with 8. Charlie Capranos with 3. Jay Sean P didn't start a role tonight. He had 7 points. Harges with 5. Van Dusen with 6. And Bernius with 6 as well for the Grant Generals. For the Lightning, Quadjay Lila with 9 points tonight. Dominic Papwork with 3. Aliga Loyuk with 5. Cap Lila with 2. Owen Combs with 2 points in the fourth quarter. Nick Wozniak with 2. And Holman with 5 for the Lightning. Nobody in double figures tonight for the Franklin Lightning. You would like to see the Lightning have made this game a little bit more respectable, but they were just off from the start. Full court press from Grant, and since then, from the start of the game, Grant really took over from start to finish.
They had him beat every step of the way, Grant, on top of Franklin there. And yeah, you know, when you looked at all the numbers when we started, we're thinking, yeah, this is going to be a great game. This is going to be a close game. It should be a close game, right? And wow, what a surprise. What a surprise from Grant tonight. Really showing up, really being dominant, just beating Franklin half a step, every step of the way. And tip of the hat to them. They big W tonight.
They certainly did. Grant outscored Franklin 9-6 in the fourth quarter, but scoring at the end of the second, third, and fourth quarters combined. At the end of the first, it was a 7-point lead for Grant at 20-13. And then second quarter, Grant outscored Franklin 18-3, 24-6 in the third quarter, and 9-6 in the fourth. A combined 15 points through the second and fourth quarters for Franklin scoring. They didn't have offensive threats like Cap Lila and Holman to really pick it up tonight for Franklin, but they sure can definitely learn from this game, take what mistakes were given to them, and rectify that for the next game.
Yeah, absolutely, Sean. So well said. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Franklin High School and the team here and thank you for letting us be here. This is my first time getting to see the brand newly remodeled Franklin High School in Southeast Portland. Even though it's been the new Franklin now for a couple of years, it's my first time getting to see this beautiful facility and all the updates and everything still brand new and shiny. I can almost see my reflection in the basketball floor down there. Beautiful campus, and thanks to Franklin for hosting us.
Yes, a special thanks to Matt York, who set this all up for us to do tonight's broadcast. A special thanks to him Looking at Franklin's next game, they will take part at Sheldon High School at Sheldon this Friday for the Shamrock Slam event. They will host 3 games over there. Franklin will take on Sheldon, then Roseburg on Saturday and Sunday against Marist Catholic as part of the Shamrock Slam. For Grant, looking at their upcoming schedule before we depart tonight, they will be taking on this Friday Jordan from Utah. That is a team, Jordan, for the Tarkanian Classic in Coronado High School. Hope I pronounced that correctly. And then 9 days after that, they will take 11 days after that, I believe. On Sunday, December 26th at 4:30, they will be at the Leshoff Invitational at Liberty High School, taking on Tualatin as the road team. And then they start the new year in 2022 with a home game against Benson. So this will do it for tonight's broadcast. Special thanks to Donna Nagus, our studio engineer, for making tonight's broadcast possible. For more on our upcoming schedule, go to kbps.am. Again, the final score from Franklin, it is Grant winning it over the Lightning by a score of 73-28. We will talk to you Friday night from IW Wells for girls basketball action, as it's the Guardians hosting the Benson Texters. For Jacob Patterson, I am Sean Phillipson. This has been live 6A high school basketball action on AM 1450 KBPS. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Live PIL Basketball. The preceding broadcast was a sports presentation of AM